After feeling sudden but immense pains and fevers, Christal Ramsaywack visited the emergency unit at the Georgetown Public Hospital, where she was told it was common pains, and doctors even suggested her fever was due to a flu. Unsatisfied with the response but left with no alternative, 15-year-old Ramsaywack returned to school. In the days ahead, she endured worsening pains and fever that eventually dissipated. But then, in November 2015, Christal had a second flare of the lupus symptoms.
Usually I'm a very agile person. I would be able to run like 3-4 races and not have an issue. But on that day, I ran like one long distance race. And as soon as I finished, I felt different. My breathing was different. My joints were like frozen. And it was an experience I never had. You literally felt like you were being run over by a truck over and over again, how this pain was. All your bones, your skin. It would hurt for even someone to touch you. That's how immense pain it was.
The teen girl at the time returned to the hospital for her third trip, and this time the doctors decided to run tests. Nothing was found, and she was left with many questions and no answers once again. Although physically she looked fine, Christal says she was in constant pain and felt sick all the time. She eventually dropped out of school, and by January 2016, Christal's skin became scaly, and with no explanation, the doctors ran multiple tests for HIV. Soon after that, she became anemic and later had heart and kidney failure. Her health was deteriorating, and answers, a hard thing to come along.
I didn't get the lupus rash. Lupus normally you get a rash called the butterfly rash, which is like this red rash that you get on your face. You could get it on your skin also, but I never experienced that. What happened to me was my skin got like scaly, like fish scales. It was literally flaking off. So by then they assumed, oh, it's probably HIV. Yes, so I took the test. I probably took like 4 HIV tests from different doctors, and it came back negative. Mind you, at this time I was so frustrated, going to every doctor visit and coming home with no result. Anytime they tried to do a blood test, it was so hard to get a blood sample. They would try boring me on my arms, my legs, they would not get anything. Until their last resort was to put me on, like, you know, those hospital beds that you could flip. They flipped me upside down and put the intracat in my neck. That was the only way they could have gotten a blood sample.
In March 2016, Dr. Baldio Singh and a team of doctors were able to confirm that she has systemic lupus erythematosus, SLE. Her treatment then started, and after she started responding well to her medications, she was discharged from the hospital. Lupus is an autoimmune disease that occurs when the immune system attacks tissues and organs within. The inflammation caused by lupus can affect many bodily systems. Due to sun exposure, parts of her body is constantly being affected, which causes her to be sick. Notwithstanding, she said the disease has impacted her health, but not her ability to continue pursuing her dreams. Christal said there are times when the disease flares and she has to put plans on hold, but she is confident even with the breaks, she will prevail.
My flare period usually lasts like 2 weeks to a month. Normally, like, my pain of recent is a lot less, thank the Lord. But what I get now is like the constant headaches due to the cataract. And so any light exposure, it just gives me a headache. And when I have the headache, then my nerves are corrupt. And then when the nerves are corrupt, then that starts the pain again also. To me, half of the battle of having lupus itself is the mental impact it has on you. Sometimes it makes you feel like a failure, which no one should feel that way, but it causes you because you're not able to do certain things that you once was. So sometimes you would feel like, I would feel like I'm not the same person, and my doctor would constantly remind me that you're just different now.
She has self-studied to sit the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC. She acquired grades 1 and 2 passes in 5 subjects, and she is among the top achievers for her Certified Accounting Technician, CAT program. Christal said her family and friends have supported her greatly.
Well, my vision for myself was always to be an accountant. That is why I'm aiming for that now. Even though it's slow, it's hard. Like even up to the other day, I was like, can I do this? I doubt myself a lot because like when I have the flares, it throws me back a lot and I'm like, is this really for me? I question myself. But at the end of the day, I'm like, you gotta do what you gotta do. You cannot let the lupus hold you back. If you need the time for yourself, take it. Take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot do what you want to do.